A female prisoner realized she had been wrongfully convicted after just one phone call with her son. A few months ago, the woman went on a trip with her husband. She woke up in the middle of the night to find herself covered in blood. The police quickly arrived at the crime scene. Since a bloody knife with her fingerprints was found at the scene, and she had purchased a huge insurance policy for her husband a few months prior with herself as the beneficiary, and there was even a tape with her husband's cries for help, they suspected that the woman, Emily, had killed her husband for the insurance money. As a result, Emily was sentenced to prison for intentional homicide, and her son could only be left in the care of her best friend. In the first few months of her imprisonment, her best friend brought her child to visit her. However, not long after, her best friend's phone went unanswered. Emily was afraid that something had happened to her son. After a lot of effort investigating, she finally found her best friend. It turned out they had moved to a new place to live and hadn't had time to notify her. Emily anxiously asked her son to answer the phone, but she clearly heard her son call out "Dad," and then the phone suddenly disconnected. When she called back, no one answered. Emily suddenly realized that this was all a conspiracy by her husband and best friend. Not only did they swindle the compensation money, but they also tricked her son away from her. Knowing the truth, Emily was in a daze all day. One day, a fellow inmate who was a lawyer told her that a person cannot be convicted twice. Even if you kill someone in a busy area, the law can't touch you. After hearing the inmate's words, a seed of revenge was planted in her heart. So, Emily trained hard and actively reformed herself in prison. Finally, after 5 years, she got the opportunity for parole. She didn't stop and hurry to find her son's whereabouts. She secretly snuck into her best friend's school and stole her social security card number. Using the social security number to buy a car, she successfully found her best friend's address. However, this was not her best friend's home. Just as she was feeling lost, she unintentionally learned from a neighbor that her best friend had died a few years ago due to gas poisoning, but a little boy had survived. Emily instantly realized that there might be another reason for her best friend's gas poisoning. Then, she found a photo of her best friend online, and the painting on the wall behind her was one that she and her husband had owned. Emily followed the clues and found the art gallery, learning that the man who owned this painting was about to hold an auction. Emily's intuition was correct. The man in front of her was her husband. Although his name had changed, he still looked the same. The man was very shocked, but Emily didn't expose him. As long as she could take her son away, everything could be negotiated. The man began to use a sob story, saying he had lost money doing business and had come up with this method to give her and their son a better life. He never thought she would be sentenced to prison, and later being with her best friend was also for their son. The man's mouth was full of lies. Emily knew clearly that her best friend had been killed by her husband. Subscribe to me and leave a comment. I'll share the rest of the story with you very soon.